This is the intro to Long Hair Pretty Nail Show. Yeah.
Hey y'all, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to be doing a step-by-step acrylic nail tutorial. Some of you guys know that I am self-taught graduate of YouTube University. And although I'm not a professional, I just want to share some of the tips that I do use to do my nails. And I am also super excited because Kiara Sky is sponsoring a huge giveaway. We're giving away a custom starter kit that was curated by yours truly. I picked out some products that I think would be so cool for a kit for you guys, and I am just super excited. I think this is just a great starting point for somebody who is starting off or starting your acrylic collection. And I also included some gel polishes and their new Beyond Home LED lamp. So make sure you stay tuned to the video to see how to enter. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be doing my right hand. I've already taken off my previous set, and please, let's not look at this hand. I don't know what it is. I have been so rough with my hands lately, but this is my gender reveal set that I did in my previous video. And spoiler alert, since I'm having a girl and this finger had a boy on it, I went ahead and ripped it off. Just kidding. Or am I? So anyway, I start off by doing some nail prep, first by pushing back my cuticles. And then I use the opposite end to scrape up any of that dead skin. And then I'm going to take this cuticle clean bit and I'm just going to work that around my cuticle areas. And I'm using the Kiara Sky nail drill. This is one of my favorite drills to use, and I know it is pricey, so I will leave a link down below to another one that I recommend that is more affordable. But I'm just going to use this and work this around the cuticle area. So once I've done the prep for all the nails, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply some nail tips. I love using these long stiletto tips. They give me the perfect shape. I get these from Amazon, and I am just going to pick through these and pick out my sizes. You wanna make sure that it fits from sidewall to sidewall and that it's not too small or it's not too big. So once you pick out your sizes, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Young Nails brush on nail glue, and we're just gonna apply this and apply the tips. So one tip I noticed when getting tips straight is just to hold my nail out straight and then apply the tip that way, making sure it lines up with my nail and my knuckle, because I have put on nail tips and they have been crooked and it's just been a mess. So this is what I do to make sure that they are straight. And then for the bigger nails, I just squeeze the sides to make sure that those are all glued down as well. And that is how I put my tips on. So after getting all of the nail tips on, I'm just gonna use my nail tip cutter to cut off the tip of the nails. You guys know my favorite shape is coffin shape. So that is how I get this perfect coffin shape. I just clip off these stiletto tips and I have a perfect foundation. So I'm going in with a 100 grit nail file, and I love using the square shape files because that is how I get my extra crisp coffin shape. And I'm just gonna go ahead and shape those. And the sun was setting and kind of being disrespectful to my nail setup here, but it's still pretty. But I had to get up and close the curtains. So this is what my nails look like after doing the shaping. And then I'm just going to take that hand file and file over the surface of the nail tip to take away the shine. And then I'm also blending in the tip with my natural nail very gently. We're not doing any forceful filing. So this is after all of the shaping and nail tips are prepped, and I'm going to be using the Kiara Sky all-in-one clear acrylic, a cover pink, that color is called Etiquette First, and a red glitter, and of course the monomer. So I'm just going to use this dropper to put some monomer in my damping dish, and I'll have a link to everything that I use down below. So this is one of my favorite brushes. This is the Valentino number 10 oval Kolinsky brush. And brushes are kind of important. Like, you want to make sure you get one that is high quality, because that is how you're going to learn your liquid to powder ratio, and it's not going to be frustrating. So I will leave links down below to brushes that I recommend. So for the prep, I'm gonna go in with the Kiara Sky Jelly Tip Prep, and this is a nail dehydrator. It gets rid of all of the oils on your nails, preps it for your application. And then I'm gonna go in with the primer, and I'm just concentrating this on my natural nails. You don't have to put this on the tip. So I want to show you guys how I pick up a bead of acrylic. I dip my brush into the monomer and then I wipe the sides off. I try not to get my brush too wet. And then I flip it over on the side that I didn't wipe off. And then I hold it in the powder for about 2 seconds. And then that is how I pick up a bead. I will say that this does take practice. You just want to make sure that your beads aren't too wet. And you see how it's like staying on the brush and not stopping off. That's a perfect bead. So I go ahead and place that where the nail tip and my natural nail meets, and I'm just going to work that down the tip of the nail. So I don't have any specific technique when I do my nails. I know some nail techs do the 1-ball method or the 3-ball method. I do as many beads as it takes to form the nail. I like working with smaller beads because I just feel like I'm in control more when there's smaller beads. But that's pretty much what I do, and I just take my time building up the nail. And then I work my way back towards the cuticle area, and we just slowly build this nail up. And for that cuticle bead, I try to make sure that that is not a super wet bead because we don't want that to flood the cuticle. And I place it kind of close to the cuticle, and then I kind of push it up towards the cuticle area. And then I use my brush to kind of really get as close as I can get without touching my skin. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna repeat that for my middle finger and my thumbnail. So this Kiara Sky all-in-one powder is from their new collection. It can be used as a dip powder and also with monomer. I'll leave a link down below to a video that I used it as dip powder because it works very well as a dip powder as well. But I just love how easy this is to work with. It gives you time to really work with it without it drying too fast. And I just love how buttery it is to work with. So yes, also working with smaller beads helps me to form the nail to where I don't have to do too much filing afterwards. I just want everything to be nice and neat. And you know, if you kind of work with too big of a bead, you sometimes end up with a chunky nail, and then you just have to do a lot of filing. So take your time. It's gonna take practice, but you'll get there. Alright, so this is after laying the acrylic on my middle finger, thumbnail, and pinky. And now I'm gonna go in with this gorgeous glitter, and this is called Queen of Hearts. I think this is so perfect for the holiday season. That red and gold is just, it's beautiful. And then I'm also gonna use the all-in-one clear acrylic as well. And I'm using this glitter mix that I got from this website. I can't remember the name, but I'll leave it down below. But I'm just gonna use the white snowflakes from there. So I'm just gonna scoop them out and separate them so I can have easy access. So for this nail, I'm going to be doing a glitter ombre. So I'm starting at the cuticle area and brushing downward. And I'm trying to make this as thin as possible, but still kind of get the coverage that I need. So I'm placing a smaller bead at the cuticle area just because that area was just a tad bit thin, and I just want to add more coverage and kind of get a little bit closer to my cuticle areas, you know, without touching the skin, of course. So next I want to show you guys how I pick up the glitter. I'm just going to pick up a tiny bead of clear and then dip that into the glitter, and that is how I pick up the glitter on my brush. And we're just going to place that on the nail and use the tip of the brush to put the glitter exactly where I want it to be. And I just make sure to pick up a tiny bead of clear because we don't want to add bulk. We want this layer to be very thin. Another option is just to place clear acrylic down and then smush glitter into that wet acrylic. And this is what I do when I want a very concentrated, dense area of glitter. I just kind of smush everything into the wet acrylic. So once I like that placement, I let that dry for about 30 seconds, and then I'm going in with some more clear and placing down the white snowflakes. And as always, we're working very, very thin. So I decided I wanted to add some gold snowflakes as well, and these are from the same website that the white snowflakes are from, so I'll be sure to put a link down below. But I think the gold snowflakes really bring the look together. And so I just use my brush to kind of smush those down to make sure that everything is nice and thin. So I repeat the same thing for my index fingernail. And after that, I'm just going to go in and encapsulate the entire nail with clear acrylic. And that basically just means that I'm covering up everything with a thin layer of clear. And this ensures that I can file and shape my nail without the glitter or the snowflakes being filed off. This is also where I build my apex, which is the thickest part of the nail, and also, you know, build up the nail because, as I stated, this was kind of built very thinly. So I use the clear to kind of build up the structure of the nail and make sure it's the correct thickness and all of that good stuff. So for my index fingernail, I got a little ambitious with this huge bead, but I can still kind of mold it and stuff, but I prefer to work with smaller beads. I'm still practicing as far as trying to get my application perfect, so I kind of just try things out here and there. I also like to work with my clear acrylic a little bit more wet. It kind of just ensures that I don't get any air bubbles and that the acrylic is not going to be cloudy. It's going to be super clear. So this is after all of the acrylic is laid and dry. And when you tap it, it should be hard and all that good stuff. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do my shaping and filing. I like to do majority of my shaping with the hand file. That just ensures that I get that perfect crisp shape that I like. So this is after doing all of my hand filing, and oh, that shape, yes. So now I'm gonna go in with the medium grit safety bit, and I'm gonna work this around my cuticle area. This is what gives me those nice flush cuticles, and I'm getting rid of this ledge here. I tried to zoom in so you guys can really see what I'm talking about. The acrylic kind of forms like this ledge around the cuticle area, so I just go around with my drill bit to smooth that out. And then I also take off any bulk that I see. So like on the side here, I'm just gonna lightly take that off. And I have my nail drill on 9,000 RPM, so it's not a fast speed. You know, it's very manageable. So that is what the cuticle area looks like, and I'm going to do that for all of the nails. And then finally, I'm just going to go in with a buffer and buff all of the nails. And this just gets out any scratches left over from the hand file and the nail drill. All right, so this is after the nails have been filed, shaped, and buffed. And honey, these are looking so good so far. So next I'm gonna go in with the Kiara Sky Velvet Matte Gel Top Coat, and I'm gonna be using the new Beyond Home LED lamp. And can we just appreciate this packaging? Like, Kiara Sky always outdo themselves with the packaging. Oh, it's just so beautiful. So the back of the package tells you all of the specs of the nail lamp and all of that good stuff. And this is the mini version of their Beyond Pro LED lamp. This is my favorite lamp. And I know that it is expensive. It's mainly for nail techs, but I like it. It works great for me. So I think it's really cool that they made a mini version. So anyway, let's go ahead and open this up. You have your warranty card and instruction manual. And this one is a 10-watt lamp. So this is what the lamp looks like. It's so cute. It feels very sturdy in the hands. It doesn't feel cheap or anything like that. It does have these rubber sides that keeps it from sliding on your desk. And it's also acetone proof, so you don't have to worry about melting it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and plug this up. And can we appreciate it comes with an AC adapter block? Nowadays, nobody wants to give you the plug to go with the USB, so I am so appreciative of that. But let's go ahead and plug that up. So you press this button here and it turns on the 60-second timer. And when I put my hand underneath, it does give off some heat, so it is small, but it is strong. And then it also has a hand sensor, so when you put your hand underneath it, it cuts on the 60-second timer. So as I stated before, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply my matte gel top coat. And I cured that for 60 seconds and it cured with no issues. So next I'm gonna use the Madam Glam Perfect White and Perfect Red gel polish. I like to use these as gel paints. They work very well. And I'm using the Alpha Striper nail art brush, and this is what the tip looks like. And I'm just going to draw a peppermint swirl. It takes me forever to do hand-drawn art, so I went ahead and sped this up, but y'all get the point. Alright, so after getting the swirl the way that I like, I went ahead and cleaned up the edges and being very careful to not hit this nail because it's still wet. I'm going to use the Kiara Sky dip powder tray and place the first scoop in there. And then taking the all-in-one clear acrylic powder, I'm going to use the other scooper and sprinkle this over the nail, and the powder is going to settle into the wet gel polish. And you want to make sure that you're getting the entire nail. I turn my finger from side to side to make sure I'm getting the sides of the nail as well. And once I like that coverage, I'm just going to go ahead and tap off the excess and cure in the nail lamp for 60 seconds. Then I'm going to brush off the excess powder, and this is what the nail looks like. A little furry peppermint swirl. It's the sweater effect that everyone's doing. Next, I'm gonna add my red lines. And repeat the same thing with the acrylic, only this time I'm just taking that bottom scoop out so I can reuse the acrylic that I've already used. No waste here. Go ahead and tap off the excess and then cure that. And this is what it looks like once I dust it off. Oh, that turned out really, really good. So next, I'm just gonna apply a gel top coat. And I totally forgot that Kiara Sky updated their brushes. So I love this tapered brush. It hugs around the cuticle area perfectly without flooding the cuticles. I just love that. And now for the most satisfying part of the video. So after applying the gel top coat, I went ahead and cured. And we cannot forget about the thumb, so I apply the gel top coat afterwards. And because this lamp is kind of formulated for 4 fingers, you kind of have to lift it up to cure your thumb, but you know, it's still cool. It's still cured with no problem. So this is what the nails look like afterwards. And at first I was like, the peppermint swirl nail, something is missing, you know? So of course I'm gonna add some bling. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of the Poochie Nails bling gel and use my dotting tool to apply a nice dollop of that in the center of my peppermint swirl, placing a red Swarovski crystal down and then gold caviar beads around that. And then being very careful, I'm just taking some gel top coat and placing that over the caviar beads to seal that in. And then curing that in my nail lamp. So next, I'm just gonna use my cleanup brush and some alcohol to wipe off the sweater effect nail. And what I find that this does is kind of clean off any excess powder that the brush didn't get. And it also kind of just gives it a much cleaner look. I noticed that it was attracting some lint too, so this kind of, I guess, seals everything in. And I just wipe it off with a lint-free paper towel. And as you guys can see, it just looks crisper. So finally, I'm gonna apply some cuticle oil. And here is the finished look. These nails turned out way better than what I was thinking they would. They are so cute, and I love the glitter. I love the peppermint swirl. I love the shape. I love the set. So I know you guys are super excited about this giveaway with Kiara Sky. There's gonna be 2 winners, and in order to enter this giveaway, head over to my Instagram. I have all the rules posted over there. It's because Instagram is the only way that I'm able to contact the correct winner. There's just a lot of scamming going on over here on YouTube, and I can't really verify who I'm speaking with, and I don't want you guys to put all of your personal information in the comments. So yes, this is an Instagram giveaway. Head over to my Instagram, LongHairPrettyNails, look for this picture and you will see all the rules to enter. As I stated, we'll be giving away 2 of these custom starter kits, and I know you guys are just gonna love these. So I hope you guys enjoyed this nail tutorial, and I will talk to you in the next one.
This is the outro to the Long Hair Pretty Nail Show. Yeah.